Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. And we are back here on Coventry United match day with Liam Cook for the second half of Coventry United versus Alvechurch. The half-time score is Coventry 0, Alvechurch 1. An early goal from Connor Deards in the second minute, giving the Church, the league leaders, a very slender advantage at the moment. United have been pushing and pushing and pushing, trying to find that equalising goal, but they just have been repelled every single time by their opponents. So we're all set for the second half here at Spinks Drive. Let's take you through the half-time scores in the top 4 divisions of English football. One full-time score from the Premier League: West Brom 3, Arsenal 1 is a full-time score from there. In the Premier League latest scores, Crystal Palace 0, Watford 0, Everton 1, Hull 0, Stoke 1, Chelsea 1, Sunderland 0, Burnley 0, and West Ham 1, Leicester 3. The late kick-off between Bournemouth and Swansea, that kicks off at 5:30. 2 full times from the Championship: Blackburn 2, Preston 2, and Nottingham Forest 2, Derby 2. The latest scores in the Championship: Birmingham 0, Newcastle 0, Burton 3, Brentford 1, Cardiff 1, Ipswich 1, Fulham 0, Wolves 1, Norwich 1, Barnsley 0, QPR 2, Rotherham 1, and Wigan 0, Aston Villa 0. The late kick-off between Leeds and Brighton also kicks off at 5:30. That's on Sky Sports 1. In League 1, 0-0 between Bolton and Northampton. It's also scoreless between Bradford and Swindon. Bristol Rovers 2, Chesterfield 0, Fleetwood 0, AFC Wimbledon 0, Millwall 0, Bury 0, MK Dons 0, Coventry City 0, Oxford 0, Scunthorpe 1, Peterborough 0, Oldham 1, Rochdale 2, Gillingham 1, Sheffield United 1, Charlton 1, and Southend 0, Walsall 2. And finally in League 2, Cheltenham 0, Cambridge 1, Crewe 1, Colchester 0, Grimsby 1, Crawley 1, Hartlepool 0, Wickham 1, Leyton Orient 1, Doncaster 1, Luton 0, Exeter 0, Mansfield 0, Carlisle 0, Newport 0, Blackpool 1, Plymouth 1, Morecambe 0, Stevenage 2, Portsmouth 0, and Yeovil 0, Accrington Stanley 0. So those are the half-time scores around the grounds in the top 4 divisions of English football. Today's show, as always, sponsored by our good friends at Graham the Plumbers Merchant, operating across the Midlands, supplying all of your bathroom, heating and plumbing needs. Check out grahamplumbersmerchant.co.uk for store locations and the latest special offers. So here are the starting lineups once again for Alvechurch firstly, then Coventry United. For Alvechurch, number 1, Paul Evans; 2, Jamie Ashmore; 3, Zach Foster; 4, Tom Turton; 5, Mark Smith; 6, Jamie Willets; 7, Dave Bellis; 8, Ryan Winwood; 9, Connor Deards; 10, Ryan Edmonds; and 11, Mark Wardle. For Alvechurch on the bench, 12, Carl Edwards; 14, Josh McKenzie; 15, Andy Parsons; 16, Babu Kaswane; and 17, Reece Shilvok. For Coventry United this afternoon, as we kick off the second half very shortly, number 1, Rich Morris; 2, Pierre Mudim; 3, Ben Valance; 4, Gift Musa; number 5, Lewis Eisen; number 6, Jamie Coleman; 7, Kevin Thornton; 8 is Tommy Glasgow; 9, Chris Cox; 10, Josh O'Grady; and 11, Courtney Cameron. And on the bench for the Red and Greens, 12, Rob Prinzel; 13, Muzzy Unduna; number 15, Nkosi Muzindwana; 16, Scott Hammond; and 17, Reece Snape. So those are the starting lineups as we get set for the second half at Spinks Drive. Half-time score: Coventry United 0, Alvechurch 1. Connor Deards with the only goal of the match so far. United have got to go for plan B now. The long balls towards the lone striker Chris Cox simply are not working at the moment. Cox has literally played everywhere this season. He's played at centre-back, he's played at full-back, wing, centre mid, defensive mid, attacking mid, striker, and to be honest with you, striker is the only role that hasn't quite worked out for him. He's played there twice now this season, and it just doesn't seem to be working for Chris Cox up front this season. And yes, Rich Morris, yes, we can see you on the camera. Seriously, some players like Chris Cox are very camera shy, and then we get guys like Rich Morris who basically try and hog the yeah, it's recording, you know. It's recording, you know. That's going on YouTube. You can't get Rich Morris out of the spotlight. You really can't. He's either making fantastic saves or he's messing about like that. And to be honest with you, we'd love to see both. Well, the Alvechurch players are still making their way down from the dressing room. The United lads have been out here for a good 3 minutes. And here they come, the league leaders. 9 points clear at the start of the day. And they seem good to keep their advantage well intact. Connor Deard's second-minute goal enough to give the Church a 1-0 lead. And a strong defensive performance could be about to give them another 3 points. To be fair to Alvechurch, apart from the goal, they haven't really threatened going up front. But we'll see what the Church can do in the second half. No changes from Coventry United. We thought maybe they would have brought Reece Snape on, who is the only recognised striker in the entire squad. Of course, United with one senior striker in the squad, Kai Williams, who is out for the next month. But Reece Snape has been drafted in from the under-21s. His previous appearance, Reece Snape, he did score after coming on as a substitute. Terence is a little bit cautious of starting him in a game like this. You can see why, against very tough and very physical opposition. But he could be an option in the last half an hour if the Alvechurch defence tire out a little bit. And that could be the deciding factor. United are giving everything, pushing forward, trying to find this equaliser. Stamina has got to be called into question. And the same for the defenders as well. Could they be tired out towards the end of the second half? Could United's fresh substitutes like Scott Hammond and Reece Snape, Muzzy and Duna, could they try and break down that Alvechurch defence and just sneak away through? Chris Cox rallying the troops as the second half at Spinks Drive is underway. Coventry 0, Alvechurch 1, and here we go. The second half is underway. Moody able to trick his way past Mike Wardle. Cuts in, tries to put it onto the edge of the area for Josh O'Grady. It was a wayward pass, and Paul Evans in goal for Alvechurch will pick that one up. United showing their intentions early on. The crossing game hasn't quite worked out for Coventry United, so it could be an idea for the wingers, Josh O'Grady, Courtney Cameron, maybe even the fullbacks, to dart down the left-hand side and try and cut in. Now Alvechurch have an opportunity on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Did his cross, and it's blocked by Ben Valance. Reminiscent of the first half with Alvechurch on the front foot. Early corner. Just 1 minute gone in the second half, and already Alvechurch have got a corner, and already they're making a substitution. We see an Alvechurch player getting ready on the bench. We can't quite see who it is at the moment, but there is a Church sub about to happen. In fact, no, it looks like he's put his training gear back on now, so the decision has been cancelled. It's going to be Tom Turton to take this corner kick. Swung in. It's towards Smith and headed away. United calling for the free kick. It's not given. Musa punts it away. Bellis onto the left-hand side now for Wardle. And Wardle has made contact with Pierre Moodham's head. And Coventry United have got themselves a free kick on the edge of their own penalty area. Set pieces could be the key to an equalising goal for the Red and Greens. Unfortunately, I don't think set pieces from this sort of range are going to matter that much unless Rich Morris can catch Paul Evans off guard. Ison to Pierre Moodham. Covered off well, and it's going to be a Coventry United throw. Comes off the leg of Mike Wardle. Pierre Moodham to take it. He's taken a few more yards with the throw. And Moose's return ball wasn't the best. And Coventry United have wasted that opportunity. It's going to be a throw-in to be taken by Zach Foster at left-back for the Church. Up line. Wardle. Winwood does well to turn his way past Kevin Thornton, and Musa gets stuck in there, charges the Alvechurch player off the ball. Coleman with possession on the edge of the area, give Musa, chips onto the right hand side. Now it's Courtney Cameron. Moodham. Poor first touch from Thornton, lets him down. Turton puts it forward looking for Deards, and easily caught for Rich Morris. United have changed wingers. The wingers have changed sides for this second half. It has been O'Grady on the right and Cameron on the left. Well, now it's been switched around. O'Grady's on the left. He's going to be linking up with Ben Valance, and it's Moodham and Cameron on the right-hand side. Well, is that going to work? Because Valance and Cameron have worked together very well all season. We haven't seen what Cameron could do with Moodham, and vice versa with Valance and O'Grady. It's a risk from Terry Anderson. There's another goal kick. for Coventry United to be taken by Rich Morris in his rather fetching pink goalkeeping jersey. There goes the goal kick towards the head of Chris Cox. And again, Cox beaten in the air, this time by Jamie Willits. Ball down the right-hand side. Valence able to shepherd the ball out. And Ryan Edmonds could do nothing about it. Valence looks for the option with the throw. And once again, Alvechurch doing like to cut off every single avenue of approach. Tries to find Cox, and once again, Cox beaten in the air. You see Terry Anderson's game plan here, played in simple, long balls from the back end of the midfield, trying to find Cox up front. But the two man-mountain centre-backs in Smith and Willits have simply just repelled everything United have had. Cameron onto the right-hand side with Gift Musa. Musa forced off the ball well, and that would be a Coventry United throw. Winwood did want to shrug Musa off the ball. Moodham's got Musa in support. Good chest control by Musa. Back to Pierre Moodham. Moodham to Thornton. Tussles with his opposite number 7 in Bellis. Into defence with Jamie Coleman. Switch to the left-hand side now. Ben Valence for Coventry United. O'Grady. A bit of hustle and bustle there with Ryan Edmonds. And United forced to play it back to the goalkeeper, Rich Morris. Morris to Ison as Deards makes himself a nuisance. Moodham lets that one run beautifully, and here's Courtney Cameron. Moodham making the overlapping run. Shirt pulling there from both players. Glasgow. Now Coleman. United forced to think again. Coleman, ball down the left-hand side for Ben Valence. He's got no one in support, however. He has to play it back to Kevin Thornton on the halfway line. Now it's back in United's half with Jamie Coleman. And the ball towards Tommy Glasgow. Easy cut out by Tom Turton. Ball down the right-hand side for Connor Deards to chase. But Coleman will find Rich Morris in goal. We've had 5 minutes of the second half here at Spinks Drive. Score remains at Coventry 0, Alvechurch 1. Here's Lewis Ison for the Red and Green. Strides forward, the teenage centre-back who has impressed many this season since his arrival from the Strachan Academy. Now Courtney Cameron cuts in. He sees Glasgow next to him, finds Tommy Glasgow. Valence provides an option on the left-hand side. Now O'Grady forced into the centre of the park. Certain foul there. Pushing and pulling from behind by Ryan Winwood. Free kick, Coventry United. Well, the referee hasn't quite let this game flow as much as myself and the fans would have hoped. But you can't say he hasn't been consistent. He's done it with both sides. It's annoying, but... And O'Grady, with an ambitious effort, hits the side netting. He was 5 yards outside the penalty area, so I'm not sure what he was trying to achieve with that one. It has been a frustrating day for Coventry United. Alvechurch struck hard and they struck quick, and since then it's been the same story for them. They just haven't been able to get a clear-cut chance on goal. Of course, we will be releasing highlights of this game on YouTube, on the Coventry United Matchday YouTube channel, but unfortunately I don't think there's going to be many highlights to include. We've basically got the goal and Chris Cox's header. That's literally it. It's going to be a 1-minute highlights video. Unless, if Alvechurch United can get something put together, just try one at goal. Just something, anything. Throwing taken, Coleman gets his head in it. Now Kevin Thornton shrugged off the ball, but still able to get possession. Played to Morris in the United box. Hasty clearance from the number 1. Cameron jumps too early, but Moodham brings it down for the Red and Greens. Here's Tommy Glasgow. Now Cameron, overlapping run from Glasgow. Cameron holds well. Moodham, forward ball to Tommy Glasgow. Just edges past Glasgow, and now Willits. Alvechurch with possession in the midfield. Winwood, Turton, lob ball towards the right-hand side. The chase is on for Ashmore. Valence hooks it up rather than out. O'Grady tries to bring it down for United. Goes to ground. Referee says no foul, but Coleman finishes the job and hoops it towards the halfway line. Coleman tried to find Thornton, but he was beaten in the air by Winwood. Turton puts it out of play for an Alvechurch throw at the foot of Kevin Thornton. was a very frustrating one for Coventry United. Hitting the defence hard, getting nothing back. It's been a midfield battle so far in the second period. It remains at 1-0 to our league leaders, Alvechurch. Ison clears after a promising move. Smith tried to put that one forward but missed with his initial kick. He has got it away now, but United have given away a throw-in. Wardle putting it up the leg of Pierre Moudin. Foster, and that's handball surely. It came off the arm of Callum Deard. He puts it into the area and Morris able to catch it. His arm was outstretched, so it could have easily been handball. It definitely hit the arm around the elbow area of the arm. The referee not seeing it. The Coventry United players not appealing for it. I don't think Deard could have got it out of the way, but with an arm outstretched like that, as Coventry United have got themselves a free kick. As Chris Cox is tripped. That could have easily been a free kick to United inside their own penalty area. I think they would have been rather angry if they had seen the footage back if Alvechurch had scored. It's going to be a free kick to the Red and Greens now. Kevin Thornton, the best beard in the business we call him here at Coventry United Matchday, gets set to swing this one towards the area. Only one man on the edge of the box in Chris Cox, so he might be playing a short one here. Well, he swings it towards Cox. Has gone over. It's gone too far and it's been headed away by Willets. Here's Ben Valence. Glasgow keeps the move alive. First touch too heavy from O'Grady. Valence tries to keep possession with the Red and Greens. Handball claims this time against Deards, and once again the referee doesn't want to know. Punted forward, but Rich Morris will gather the ball in his own box. The referee missing a couple of handball instances there from Callum Deards. The goal scorer, Lewis Ison, strides forward unopposed into enemy territory. Ison still going. He's got Cameron on the right. And Ison's still going here. He's supposed to be a centre-back. He's making like a right winger here. Plays it back to Kevin Ford, who has to play a deeper role. Now that United are a man short at the back, and Ison makes his way back into defence. And here is his centre-back partner, Jamie Coleman. Long ball towards Cox, beaten in the air once again. Willets. Musa cuts out the pass. O'Grady. Cox to Thornton. Thornton held up outside the penalty area. He wanted a foul. The referee said no, but United have got a throw-in deep inside enemy territory. They've got to make these chances work if they're going to get anything out of this match. Ben Valence plays a 1-2 of O'Grady, and it's put out of play off Valence. Great work by Turton to put it out for an Alvechurch throw. The frustration continues for Coventry United, and the frustration continues for Coventry City. Milton Keynes Dons 1, Coventry City 0. Stuart O'Keefe with a penalty in the 50th minute. It just goes from bad to worse to downright unbearable for Sky Blues fans at the minute. But here comes Deards now for Alvechurch, looking to heap yet more misery on local sport fans, and it's put out for a throw-in right in the corner for Alvechurch. As you've just heard, Coventry City at Stadium MK are losing by 1-0 against Milton Keynes Dons. So that's both Coventry teams losing 1-0. Of course, with United down by 1-0 here at Spinks Drive against league leaders Alvechurch. And it was a decent throw, but it was a less than spectacular follow-up. Throw was taken up at Bellis with a... I don't know what he was trying to do there, but he just blasted the ball out for a throw. Well, the throw from United is met by Winwood, but it's still come to Kevin Thornton. Now United with some space to break down the right-hand side. Moudin tries to put one over the defence, and that's not going to work. Foster, overhead kick, which was picked up by the Alvechurch player, and it was Moudin able to bundle the ball away, though, from Wardle. Courtney Cameron. Now Glasgow striding towards the area. Chris Cox, can he turn? Tries to put it through for Glasgow. Good side challenge. United still with the ball though. Moudin on the right hand side, cuts in, and a crucial challenge from Jamie Willets. Puts it out for a Coventry United throw. It's starting to heat up at Spinks Drive. Throw taken. Pierre Moudin chests it down, loses out to Zach Foster, and Willets clears. Deards beaten in the air by Ison. Thornton picks it up, plenty of time in the centre circle. Now Jamie Coleman for the red and greens. They're starting to look dangerous heading forward. They just need that final product. Could it be time for Reece Snape perhaps? Here's Lewis Ison. Onto the right with Courtney Cameron. Two Alvechurch players putting him off. Crucial touch made by Wardle and put out of play by Zach Foster. Medium's throw to Ison. Ison's cross towards the far post where Josh O'Grady is waiting. O'Grady nods it on, looking for Cox. Cleared crucially by Willits. And it looks like there is going to be a change for Alvechurch. There's two balls on the pitch, so play has been halted for a short spell. And we're back underway now with Ben Valence's throw. Alvechurch are indeed making a substitution. And the throw for United comes to nothing as Gift Musa walks it out of play. We've got half an hour to go at Spinks Drive. Alvechurch still lead by 1-0. United are starting to get a foothold in this game, but just can't seem to get a decent effort on goal. And Fordson closes in on Turton. Ashwell puts it out of play off the former City man's leg. Ashmore's throw towards Deard. Deard's get the first touch on it. He's put it out of play for a Coventry United throw in front of the Alvechurch fans in the Willie Nibbs Memorial Stand here at Spinks Drive. Morris gets it away hurriedly as Deards makes inroads towards his goal. Lewis Ison strides away for the red and greens. He's got Cameron on his right. Or will he go for a mad run? Put it forward towards Chris Cox. Poor pass, but the rebound comes to Kevin Thornton, whose pass is also wayward. Turton's long ball looking for Deards, and that will be left for Rich Morris, who quickly dispatches once again to Lewis Ison. The teenager strides forward once again. He wants some options, he wants some support. Plays it onto the right with Courtney Cameron. Cameron to Cox, forced down from behind. Referee says no foul. Winwood, Bellis tries to find Deards once again, and it seems that Alvechurch are adopting Coventry United's philosophy, just punting them forward towards the lone striker, and it's not working. Ison, and that pass was too short for Cameron. Foster, ball into the area. It could cost United here as Deards heavy first touch, and it's a corner. The referee says it took a touch off Jamie Coleman. To me, it looked like a heavy first touch from Connor Deards, but the referee has said it's going to be a corner. And the floodlights are being turned on now here at Spinks Drive. We're heading towards the well, winter is officially over. Spring has now started, and it is light after 6 o'clock now here in Coventry, but still need the floodlights a couple more times, so just top up the light here at Spinks Drive. Head away on the line. It's still in danger here for Alvechurch, but Thornton able to clear as Edmonds looked to strike one from the edge of the box. It's put back in, an easy catch for Rich Morris. Morris's throw towards the left hand side. O'Grady will keep it in despite the best efforts of Bellis. Well, no, he won't. He's chested it out of play. And Coventry United are making a change of their own. That looks like Muzzy and Duna to me. Well, Nduna has been playing as the main striker for United in the last 2 games. It hasn't exactly worked out for him. Much like Chris Cox, United, of course, without a recognised senior striker, thanks to the injury to Kai Williams, who was United's only striker on the books after the departures of Simeon Townsend, Dylan Notshuddy and Ben Mackey in recent weeks. Kevin Thornton strides across his own penalty area under pressure from Alvechurch players. He's found Lewis Ison. They're trying to spread out now, cover as much grass as they can. Ball down the right hand side towards Courtney Cameron, headed out of play for a Coventry United throw. Last touch coming off Zach Foster. Both sides preparing a change. It's not going to happen yet though. Throw into Musa, good control. Nicks the ball away from Bellis to Kevin Thornton. Holds off Bellis well. He's back into defence with Jamie Coleman, who we must say congratulations to Jamie Coleman and his partner, who welcomed a baby girl into the world this week. So congratulations to Jamie on the birth of his daughter Nancy. Lewis Ison Glasgow in the centre circle. Looking to try and build from the back. Switch to the left. Valence, first time pass to Coleman. United seemingly with nowhere to go. Every avenue of approach they tried to use, Alvechurch just block off. And now Alvechurch come forward now. Turton gets past Coleman, gets past Glasgow. Can't beat Ison. Now here comes Josh O'Grady. Ball to the right hand side for Courtney Cameron. He's all alone here as Foster tries to block his path. But here comes Courtney Cameron. Strikes it on goal. Crucial challenge made by Smith. But it's moved him with a follow-up. Chris Cox misses with the header. It's headed out for a corner kick. The ball just goes over the head of Chris Cox. Alvechurch not happy with the decision of a corner kick, but it certainly came off the head of the Alvechurch defender. It went over the head of Cox and not out of play for the corner. It's going to be Josh O'Grady's corner. 25 minutes left. It's put in. Ison gets a touch in it, and the goalkeeper comes and claims it. Goes to the ground. And that's the end of that move. Ison just couldn't get enough power behind that header, headed it up rather than forward. And with just 25 minutes of play remaining, United just can't seem to get that crucial chance. Morris throws it to Lewis Ison. Plenty of time on the right side of the fence to work with. Forward to Gift Musa. Back to Ison as Musa was closed down. Ison punts it forward, looking for Chris Cox. Has it gone over the head of Smith? No, it hasn't. Smith has dealt with everything that's come his way today. It bounces back into United defence. Ison. Dangerous pass to Jamie Coleman, and now it's back with Rich Morris. Chips it over the defence to Lewis Ison. United playing a very dangerous game here. They have brought it back to ground now with Tommy Glasgow under pressure from Turton. Onto the left-hand side now with Ben Valence for the Red and Greens. United pushing forward, but once again they're playing it across the back. They need to get this ball into enemy lines if they're going to have any chance of scoring. Here's Lewis Ison, just put it once again behind the defence, and it's simply not working. They're trying to get the ball behind the big men at centre-back, and it's not happening for Coventry United. Well, they are going to make some changes now. And for Coventry United coming off, it is going to be Tommy Glasgow. While for Alvechurch, it's going to be Turton. Turton coming off. And coming on, I saw the number 17, that's Rhys Shilvok. He was one of the players dropped after the win at Brockton. There were 6 changes made to the side. So Turton replaced by Shilvok. Muzzy and Duna coming on. So Duna on for Glasgow. Turton off and replaced by Shilvok for Alvechurch. Ball down the left-hand side. Looking for Deards. Ison plays it back into United's penalty area. And Morris able to get the ball to Jamie Coleman. And Deards is getting a little bit frustrated. O'Grady kicks the wayward pass in. Valence now. Chris Cox. And Muzzy and Duna is going to be playing up front now. As Chris Cox pushes back into central midfield. O'Grady. Valence. Chipped onto the right hand side where Moodham is waiting, but Bellis cuts it out. Onto the right hand side. Edmonds. Fancy the slide challenge on Deards. And here comes Josh O'Grady now for the Red and Greens. Long ball forward. The fresh legs of Muzzy and Duna firing forward. And Smith has to put it out. That may well work into Coventry United's advantage now with fresh legs in the number 9 position. Muzzy and Duna may not be an out-and-out striker. He's only scored once all season. And has been very much a bit part player this season. And his previous 2 matches, you have to say, he hasn't looked like scoring, despite playing up front. United have got themselves a free kick now, with Josh O'Grady being bundled to the floor. And the referee wants a word with, that's the captain, Mark Smith. The referee just having a quiet word with the skipper. It's going to be Kevin Forson's delivery. So they're around 20 yards out of the penalty area. So overall about 35 yards. I think it's a little bit too far for him to have a go. Well, it's parried away well by Evans. And just about kept in by Foster. And it allows, well, whatever that did, an opportunity to race towards Coleman and Morris. But great work from Pierre Mudim to stop the ball from going to the number 9. Morris's clearance. Moose's offside, so he can't touch the ball. Ison only finds Shilvok. Deards beaten to the ball by Coleman. Now Pierre Mudim for Coventry United. Mudim pass blocked well by Bellis. Shilvok. Foster. Deards. Good challenge made by Lewis Ison. And still United, fantastic play there. Ison's been fouled. And Deards is unhappy. Well, there was a lot of pushing and pulling in there from both sides. Ison did well to get the ball away. It looked like United would have come away with the ball, but the referee calling a halt to proceedings as the rain starts to come down once again, and the referee has requested that the free kick be taken again. Well, we've got just 20 minutes to go at Spinks Drive. Coventry United 0, Alvechurch 1 is the current score. And unfortunately, it's not been the best of games. Smith will let that one go out for a goal kick. It's been a rock-solid defensive display from Alvechurch, and for the most part from Coventry United as well. A momentary lapse in concentration in the second minute, allowing Connor Deards to poke the ball into an empty net. And that has literally been the only decent chance I've seen all game. It's very rare that we've literally got no chances of note to talk about on match day, but it's happened. And with just 20 minutes to go, it's going to be a very short highlights package. Bellis nods forward. Edmund. Lovely turn by number 11, Wardle, to keep it alive. O'Grady wins it back but loses straight out to Wardle once again. O'Grady slides in and takes it into the stand, and it's a throw in to Alvechurch as time is running out. You've got 10 minutes to let us know who you feel should be our Coventry United Matchday Man of the Match on Twitter at CovMatchday. Let us know. It is your show after all. We'll be naming our Man of the Match in 10 minutes, so get your views in at CovMatchday on Twitter or leave a comment below on the YouTube video. Joshua Gray has been forced to ground. Coventry United have a free kick, and the referee wants to have a word with Ryan Edmund. And it's going to be a yellow card. No, it's Ashmore. It's Jamie Ashmore has been booked, and there is going to be another change for Alvechurch, and it's another player who was left out of the team after the Brockton game. If I'm not mistaken, that is Babukar Swane. Oh, it's Josh McKenzie. So it's Josh McKenzie coming on, and coming off it's Edmonds. Ryan Edmonds makes way. And it is indeed, it's Josh McKenzie coming on. And Edmonds not too happy about being subbed off. It's a strong game. Morris takes the free kick towards the edge of the area. Cox is in there, nods it into the area, and gathered easy at the near post by Paul Evans. Evans clears. McKenzie leaps up. Ison beats him to the ball, and Moody makes sure that Deards isn't going to get the rebound. Valance halts his run. Plays it back into defence with Jamie Coleman. Coleman's long ball forward. Easy cut out once again by Shilvok. But Musa intercepts in the midfield. Lets that one go to Rich Morris in goal. Plenty of time for Morris to work with. Long throw to the left-hand side. Ben Valance brings it down. And that looks like Scott Hammond who's coming on for Coventry United. It's one of the under-23 players. It looks like Hammond. Ball beyond the Coventry United back line. Did. Will he keep it in? Yes, he will, but Jamie Coleman able to dispossess the goal scorer and punt it upfield where Nduna is waiting. Ashmore gets there first, but can only find Cox. Cox forward to Muzzy Nduna. Good slide challenge once again by Willett. Wardle. Wardle goes down. Ball put in towards Mackenzie, headed away by Lewis Ison. Well, Wardle's still down. Handball claims now against Ashmore, and it's punted out of play for a goal kick. And Terry Anderson screaming at the referee, and it's Ben Vallance coming up. We can see the number 3 on the on Harry Barnes' trustee substitutes board. So it's Ben Vallance coming off. I believe that's Scott Hammond who's going to come on. But yeah, the substitution is going to happen now. As Valance makes his way off. And indeed that's Scott Hammond. The number 16 in green, the number 3 in red. Valance comes off and Scott Hammond comes on. Are they going to try and use the wing backs, or... Hammond is traditionally a left winger. So it appears that yes, Hammond is taking up a place at left back. So that's United's second change as Wardle was helped off. And they are, it looks like Alvechurch are going to be making another sub. And coming on is the number 16. And I can tell you that number 16 is Babukar Suwane. So Mike Wardle comes off. And that is Alvechurch's final change. Wardle replaced by Babukar Suwane. Morris's kick. Cameron lets it run and punts it forward, looking for Nduna. It goes over the head of Nduna, but O'Grady will pick it up. Good chest control, but he's surrounded by Alvechurch players. Good pressure from Alvechurch, but they can't bring it back. Cameron across towards the left-hand side. Hammond beaten to the ball, but Cox keeps it alive for Coventry United. Hammond making the run. Chris Cox tripped, but still keeps the ball alive. Couldn't quite find Muzzy Nduna, despite the best efforts of the skipper. But a poor clearance by Jamie Ashmore gives Coventry United another chance. From the throw, it's played immediately back into defence. Mudim from right back. The forward ball towards Cameron, easily cut out by Foster. And it's gone all the way back to Rich Morris in goal. 15 minutes to go here at Spinks Drive. Coventry United 0, Alvechurch 1 is the current score. The second minute goal from Connor Deards is the only goal malfunction we've seen throughout the entirety of this match. Nduna nods it to Scott Hammond, who has looked impressive off the bench last couple of times he's been used. Now Chris Cox. Oh, lovely little turn there to take it around Suwane. Puts it forward with the passes of not the best, let's say. Mackenzie flicks it onto Suwane. Suwane forward ball to Deard. Chests it on well. Coleman will get there first, however, and plays it back into the box with Rich Morris, who, to be fair, has seen more of the ball than anyone so far. You know, just keep on playing it back to him in the box. Bellis plays a 1-2 with Shilvok. Bellis dispossessed by Chris Cox, and the referee says, get up. The Alvechurch manager Ian Long not happy, and neither are his coaching staff and his substitutes, but the referee doesn't want to know. It's punted out of play for a goal kick. And the referee is having a word with, is he calling over Bellis? He is, he's calling over the number 7, Dave Bellis. Coventry City still losing by 1-0 at Stadium MK. We'll go for a full recap of the final scores from around the grounds after the final whistle. The referee still having a word with Bellis and Deards. Well, Rich Morris tried to take the goal kick when the referee was still talking to the Alvechurch player, so as you would expect, the referee has said, take that one again, please. 11 minutes to go. You've got one more minute to get in touch with us regarding our Man of the Match award here on Coventry United Match Day. At Cov Match Day on Twitter is the place that you need to go and let us know your Man of the Match for today's game. Hammond, forward ball. It's bobbled to Kevin Thornton via the chest of an Alvechurch player. Strong challenge made by Suwane, but Moodin picks up the loose ball. Now it's Courtney Cameron striding down the right-hand side. Can he beat Foster? No, he can't. Zach Foster does well to bring the ball back. Ball up line over the head of O'Grady and out of play at the leg of Pierre Moodin. A frustrating afternoon for Coventry United. It just doesn't seem to be going their way. Nothing seems to be working. They're just chiselling away at that Alvechurch back line and just can't seem to knock down that brick wall. And they've only got 10 more minutes to do it. Well, the next time the ball goes out of play, we'll name our Man of the Match. Suwane misses with the header. Moodin. Suwane gets in there, tries to bring it back, and that's a Coventry United ball. It came off the leg of Suwane last. Well, it's time to name our Coventry United Match Day Man of the Match, and that Man of the Match today is going to be the skipper for Alvechurch. Complete rock at the back. Nothing has got past him today. And that man is, of course, Alvechurch's skipper, Mark Smith. So Mark Smith is today's Man of the Match for a rock-solid defensive display. Talking defensive, Pierre Moodin plays it back to Rich Morris in goal. And we're into the final 10 minutes, so United can't afford to dilly and dally. They're just going to punt this ball forward. And that's handball against Josh O'Grady. Referee says no, and then Duna brings it under control for Coventry United. Thornton, now Grady on the right-hand side. Crucial challenge made by Dave Bellis. And it's a Coventry United throw. Taken quickly by Thornton. A 1-2 with Josh O'Grady. That's a bit of skill there to take the ball over Bellis by Thornton. Josh O'Grady, twist and turn, plays it through for Thornton. He's offside. Well, Mark Smith was screaming like he's never screamed before in his life. To the linesman saying that it was offside. He eventually gets his whiffs. And a wry smile by the Man of the Match today. And Alvechurch are going to be wasting every little bit of time that they can. The ball's in their court. They haven't got to go and score another one. And the way they've been playing, especially in the back line, you wouldn't bet against them keeping a clean sheet today. It's been that sort of game. McKenzie, has that come off Mackenzie's arm? Referee says no. Deards tries to put it towards Suwane. Musa clears, but a swing and a miss. Bellis, McKenzie, Bellis, Deards. On the edge of the area, Mackenzie's there. Connor Deards plays a 1-2 with Mackenzie. Can he put the ball in and try and get goal number 2 for Alvechurch? It's towards Mackenzie. And what? It should have been an easy catch for Rich Morris. Look at it, he's gathering it now. Morris saying, come on, get upfield. Where are my options? He's saying, help me out here. I need some options. And Morris still looking to boot the ball away. There it goes. Believe me, he's not keeping that ball at his feet by choice. O'Grady chests it over to Cameron. Now back to O'Grady. Sandwiched by Alvechurch players, and Bellis gets it to Foster. Foster's clearance luckily smacks off the floodlight pole. Otherwise, what he wants straight into the cameras. 2 cameras here, surprisingly, at Coventry United today. We have one from Alvechurch and ours at the Coventry United Match Day, and here comes Rhys Snape. With 8 minutes to go, well, more like 6 minutes to go now, actually. Josh O'Grady sprints off, and he's replaced by Rhys Snape, so I would assume that Muslian Duna is going to switch to the wing, and Rhys Snape will play as the sole striker. He had 2 shots during his previous substitute appearance and scored his first, with virtually his first touch. Handball claims against Thornton. Referee says no. Moodham can't get past Bellis. Here's Jamie Coleman. Punts it forward. Looking for Hammond. Easy headed away. Coleman nods it onto the left for Scott Hammond to pick up. And it's going to be a throw to Coventry United. Put out of play by Ryan Winwood. Alisson's throw, and Duna nods it on. No one there, however, and Ashmore puts it out for another throw. Alvechurch, I've just got to get this ball out of danger now. As soon as they get the ball, bang, there it goes. Alisson's throw once again, and once again, Ashmore with the header. It falls back to Ison. A little bit of a collision there with Sawane. Referee says no, and Coleman's been beaten. Morris comes out, and Morris just about claims the ball. And woohoo! Lovely bit of skill there by Rich Morris to take it past not only Mackenzie, but Deards as well. It's put forward once again, and Coleman as well to just block Mackenzie from getting to the ball. Well, Jamie Coleman caught out there, and it very nearly cost United. Snape, pressure from behind, doesn't allow him to get the ball. And Paul Evans able to grab the ball, but I tell you what, we may not have had so many shots today, but that's certainly going in the highlights video. Evans clears, Coleman gets his head in it. Bellis keeps it alive, Deards, Mackenzie strikes, fantastic parry from Rich Morris. We've barely had a shot on goal since the opening strike in the second minute, which led to Deards' goal. But in the last minute or so, this game's just come alive. Chris Cox. Now Hammond. Musa. Cameron free on the right-hand side. Cameron picks it up just in time before Foster can get there. Cameron, long ball forward, looking for Snape. Snape beaten in the air, unsurprisingly, by the man mountain. That is Mark Smith. The ball bounces into United's half, and Rich Morris will pick it up in goal. They've got to make quick work of this. They've got 5 minutes left, plus whatever the referee wants to add on. There will be a few minutes due to Wardle's injury. Foster, poor control, but it just about keeps it to feet. Nice turn by Winwood to keep it alive for Alvechurch. Force onto the right-hand side, and it will be a Alvechurch throw. Cox taking a little touch on the ball. Well, Cox thought it was a United throw. The United coaching staff asking why. Why is it a throw to Alvechurch? And the Church just taking their time about this. Mackenzie nodded over to Deards. Surely this could be a second goal to kill off the game, and a rather wayward effort from Connor Deards. Well, he couldn't exactly miss with the strike he had in the second minute, but that one, well, let's just say with striking like that, they're not going to find a second goal. Flies wide at the far post. Disappointing effort from Connor Deards. A second ball is on the turf here at Spinks Drive. The players halted while it has been removed by Kevin Thornton. Here we go, the final push for Coventry United. 4 minutes left. Snape beaten in the air, but Smith's header only finds Moodin, flicks it over Deards. Moodin puts it forward, controlled well by Reece Snape. Overlapping run from Courtney Cameron, plays it back to Kevin Thornton. Cameron now on the right hand side, needs some options. Pierre Moodin towards the area, and Muzzy Nduna's in there. It's caught well by Evans. Evans, as you would expect, taking his time. 3 minutes to go. Deards nods it over for Mackenzie. Coleman gets there first. And once again, Cox beaten in the air. Cox goes to ground, and the ball bounces into the area. Easy catch for Rich Morris. Here's Lewis Ison. Musa under pressure from Sawane. Sawane forces Musa into a mistake, but the referee has given a foul, luckily for Coventry United. It's going to be Rich Morris with the free kick. They won't have many more chances. They need to strike within the next 2 minutes, plus whatever the referee wants to add on. All changes have been made by both sides. It's the last push. Cox nods it on. Muzzy Nduna. He's got Snape in the middle. Lays it off. Scott Hammond just about able to bring it under control. Hammond, Nduna, Cameron in the area. Connie Cameron, crucial last-ditch challenge from our man of the match, Mark Smith. Is it too little too late for the Red and Greens? Ison with the long throw. Waiting for an option to present itself. There it goes into the area. Cox beaten in the air by Willett. Musa charges down the clearance, but he can't charge down the second one. Shilvok towards Mackenzie. It bounces away from Jamie Coleman. It's Mackenzie, the substitute, and he puts it wide. Rich Morris sprints to get the new ball. There's a second ball on the pitch now. A wasted opportunity there for Josh Mackenzie when he really should have put the game beyond all doubt. But it's not over yet. United still have a little bit of time. Ison nods it forward. Shilvok for Alvechurch. Coleman volleys it away. Musa shoved from behind by Sawane, but the referee allows play on. Nduna. Well, Smith was jumping all over the back of Nduna there. How is that not a free kick? Well, it is a free kick now. And United just trying to get everyone forward. Morris is just saying, get forward, everyone, get in Alvechurch's half. Morris is going to take it. Every United outfield man is inside Alvechurch territory. Morris's ball towards Ison. Headed away by Willits, kept alive by Hammond. Moved him. On the edge of the area is Courtney Cameron. Heavy first touch, charges down the clearance, and Smith hooks it away. Throw in Coventry United. Mudim is going to leave it for Lewis Ison. Normal time is up. We are into the added minutes. Ison's throw, nodded on by Snape. It's only gone as far as Mackenzie. Mackenzie now did. The counter is on. Deers puts it down the left-hand side. No one there, and Mooden will pick it up and play it back to Rich Morris in goal. Precious seconds ticking away for the red and greens. Morris punts it towards the left. Nduna jumps. Nduna gets there, but only finds Winwood. Down the right-hand side for Deards. Ison picks it up. Ison turns and gets it away from Deards, but Deards catches him out. Now Deards will just try and hold it in the corner. This is the last thing United want, and they've conceded a corner. Disaster for Coventry United, with precious seconds ticking away. It remains Alvechurch leading by 1-0, and that's exactly how it remains at Stadium MK as well, with Milton Keynes Dons leading Coventry City 1-0. It's been a bad day for our local football teams. Sawane is going to take this corner, and as you would expect, they're playing it straight into the corner, and a foul. Lewis Ison lashes out and kicks Sawane's leg from under him, and we could well see the first yellow card of the game in the 91st minute. Well, the Alvechurch fans asking for a sending off, and Sawane is making the most of it. He's trying to waste every bit of time that he can. Terry Anderson just shrugging his shoulders in disbelief. Well, we're already into added time. If there's one more chance, it will be the last. The game certainly kicked into life in the final 10 minutes. If the game was like this from the start, then 1-0 certainly wouldn't have been the scoreline that we would have ended up with. But as it stands, it is going to be a 1-0 win for Alvechurch. The same scoreline that they beat United with in October, thanks to Jamie Willits' debut winner. It's been Willits and his centre-back partner Mark Smith who have done the damage for Alvechurch today, blocking United's path at every single opportunity. Alvechurch have themselves a free kick on the right-hand side of the area. I don't believe that they're going to be going for a training ground routine here. I think it's just going to be get the ball in the corner and keep it there. That's exactly what they're doing. Side challenge from Scott Hammond, and that's played right into Alvechurch's hands. Corner kick. There can't be much added time left now. Desperate times for Coventry United. Alvechurch have got the ball right where they want it. Sawane takes the corner short to Mackenzie. They're keeping it in the corner. United have got to try and get this one out. Throwing Coventry United. And they've got to get this one forward now. Cook's saying, where are the options? He's forced to lay it off to Lewis Ison to take the throw. If there's one more chance, it will be the last. Up line to Hammond. Hammond nods it on. throw in to Alvechurch. The referee allowing this game to continue. And yellow card for Alvechurch. I think that's Willets. It's a yellow card for Willets for time wasting. The Alvechurch faithful singing loud, singing proud in the Willie Knibbs Memorial stand as their team stride towards a victory that in all fairness they have deserved. And another blatant attempt at time wasting by the substitute Sawane. And the referee saying get a new ball in here. And here comes the ball now. So we have had 4 minutes of added time. I don't believe the referee wanted to add on that amount of added time, but the time wasting has basically meant that United just can't seem to get out of their own half. Play continues. Mackenzie. It's gone after a Coventry United throw. United have got to get this forward and fast. Moodham lets Ison take it. Ison's got to hoof this one. You've got to hoof it like he's never thrown it in his life. There it goes. Straight back by Winwood. Cox's clearance, charged down. And there's the final whistle. Deserved victory for Alvechurch. The league leaders march on with another victory over Coventry United. The players are hugging. They know that they were ran close. But it's a job well done for Ian Long and Alvechurch. United just kept on pushing and pushing and pushing, trying to break down that iron barrier placed in front of Paul Evanson's goal. But they just couldn't do it. And a strong defensive display gives Alvechurch the deserved victory. The final score at Spinks Drive, Coventry United 0, Alvechurch 1. Well, that will do us for the coverage here on Coventry United Match. Let's take you through the final scores from the top 4 divisions of English football. And unfortunately, Coventry City are not going to be taking any points home from MK. They lost by 1 goal to 0, unfortunately. Well, I say lost, they're still going, but there's only a few seconds left. So let's take you through the final scores that we have got from the Premier League first of all. West Brom 3, Arsenal 1, Crystal Palace 1, Watford 0, Everton 4, Hull City 0, Stoke 1, Chelsea 2, Sunderland 0, Burnley 0, West Ham 2, Leicester City 3. So the revival in the Shakespeare continues for Leicester. Methinks the fans doth not protest to that revival. Awful Shakespearean joke. You can tell I didn't do English at school. Bournemouth versus Swansea kicks off in about half an hour's time. Championship, Blackburn 2, Preston 2, Nottingham Forest 2, Derby 2, Birmingham 0, Newcastle 0, Burton 3, Brentford 5. Incredible scoreline there. Cardiff 3, Ipswich 1, Fulham 1, Wolves 3, Norwich 2, Barnsley 0, Queen's Park Rangers 5, Rotherham 1, and Wigan 0, Aston Villa 2. The game between Leeds and Brighton kicks off in half an hour. In League 1, Bolton 2, Northampton 1, Bradford 2, Swindon 1, Bristol Rovers 2, Chesterfield 1, Fleetwood 0, Wimbledon 0, Bury 0, Millwall 0, Bury 0. There it is, final score, MK Dons 1, Coventry City 0. Stuart O'Keefe penalty in the second half, giving the Dons the 3 points. And another defeat, that's 3 defeats out of 3 for Mark Robbins in charge of the Sky Blues. Oxford 2, Scunthorpe 1, Peterborough 1, Oldham 1, Rochdale 4, Gillingham 1. Amazingly, Sheffield United 2, Charlton 1. It's still happening. They're still going in that one. Southend 3, Walsall 2, and Walsall were leading 2-0 at half-time in that one, so a big comeback from the Shrimps. League 2, Cheltenham 0, Cambridge 1, Crewe 2, Colchester 0, that's the latest score. Grimsby 1, Crawley 1, Hartlepool 0, Wickham 2, Leyton Orient 1, Doncaster 4, Luton 1, Exeter 1, Mansfield 2, Carlisle 0, Newport 1, Blackpool 3, it's the latest score. Plymouth 1, Morecambe 0, Stevenage 3, Portsmouth 0, and finally Yeovil 1, Accrington Stanley 1. Well, I'm afraid that will do us here at Coventry United Match Day. That is the coverage all done and dusted for another week. Make sure to catch us next Saturday live from 2:45 p.m. for another fantastic afternoon of exclusive non-league football action. Coventry United will be at home once again and will be looking to get back on track after a disappointing defeat here at Spinks Drive today. They did everything they could to break down that iron-strong Alvechurch defence, but at the end of the day, the league leaders reign triumphant. Final score is Coventry United 0, Alvechurch 1, and the next game you can catch us on Saturday is at home to Sporting Cowser. We'll see you then on Coventry United Match Day. Take care and bye-bye for now.